Greetings to all you traders out there in Traderland. D7 here with freetradingvideos.com. Welcome and enjoy. And we did nothing short of nailing the market in the last couple days here. And we said on, that would have been Wednesday, that the markets looked really weak and we could get a breakdown. And sure enough, we got a 2% haircut in the markets. And then we said we'd probably find some support around 1020, 1021, and sure enough, we got down as low as 1020. I mean, that is a great call there. And we're at a major support area at the 50-day moving average right here. Again, we are looking at the S&P daily. And here's the rising 50-day moving average. That should act as support. We also have this big chunky trend line coming up that will be a support area. I tightened this up a little bit, so if you're watching along with your own charts, I tightened it up. I went right to these bodies. Let's I'm real anal when it comes to how these guys are drawn. So boom, boom there. Here was the other trend line, but there we are. We have a nice support coming up at 1016, 1015 area, and I could see this area acting as major support and then a rally, but be very careful. This could be a bull flag, a line coming down, a line coming down. Well, let me just show it to you, or to draw it from there to here. We have this little bull flag, and those can get really bullish and fast. So you got to make sure you're not caught in that if you are a bear. But I am expecting some pop here. Woe to all of us if we close below this 1020 area. If we close, I would say now, this next week, if we can get below 1015, it really needs to get below 1015, I would say. 1015 would be the real game over point. We are decisively below the zero line on the MACD with big, nice negative ticks here on the histogram. Let's bring in the weekly. Here's the weekly. The weekly breaking down very nicely. And we close at the week's low right here. You can see that. So we're pulling back. We had this nice extended run. Now we have a lower high and a lower low. We have major support coming up at 1005 on the S&P. So be looking forward to that. 1015 is going to be another area. 1015, and we were just talking about that. If it closes below 1015, and then especially on the weekly, we get below that 1010. We'll be at 1,000 before you know it, and if we crack 1,000, you know, we're looking at the 950s area. Bring in the monthly. Here's the monthly. The monthly gone up 6 in a row. And we're just at the very beginnings of the month here, so don't pay too much attention to this, but we are finding resistance here at the declining 20-month moving average. And as we stand at this very second, we do have an unconfirmed bearish Harami formation, but we do see some weakness out there. If we were to bring in the MACD, we do see a shrinking of the histogram ticks, meaning that moving average is getting closer together, meaning that there could be a potential crossover. If we get a crossover there, head down below that zero line, that would be very damning to the markets. So you'd have to be very careful with that. I also want to bring in the NASDAQ. I want you to pay special attention to me on the NASDAQ here. We're looking at the composite. We do have a rising wedge on the NASDAQ. This is the daily chart. The MACD is heading down. It also had a bearish divergence in the MACD. And we're heading down just like we are below the zero line, big negative ticks in this big rising wedge. And if we blow this up, bringing in some more data, check this out. We cracked a support line here, and that line here, let me just show you how valid this line is. A major support line right there, major support line, major support line. And this was Friday or Thursday and Friday. I want you to really see this. Thursday we cracked it. Bad news for the markets. Usually the NASDAQ leads the broad markets as a whole. This is showing a break of a major trend line. And sure enough, we make a lower high, lower low. We came up, retested that line, and came right back down. Whoa, very bearish. Let's look at the weekly to see if there's any confirmation on that. On the weekly, we have support, support, support. And do you see this trend line coming down at this angle? It's really below the, bring this in. Support, support, support. So pay attention to this line coming down at an angle. There we are. We are at huge, huge support. I'm telling you, if we get a close of this coming week below 2038, if we get below that area and close below, let's say 2030, yeah, 2038 area, if we close below that, game over. That would be very, very bearish. And let's look here on the monthly. Here's the monthly. We've gone up 6 bars in a row, everything looking honky-dory, and we're hanging up here at the 50% Fibonacci. Very typical to get bear pullbacks, at those levels right here, and that's precisely where we're at. So we did not reach the 50-day moving average. We did go through the 50-month moving average. We did go through the 20-month moving average, hanging up at the 50% Fibonacci, and we do have an unconfirmed bearish harami at this moment. So any way you shake this, the markets are looking very bearish. All it's going to take is a little bit of weakness to push this thing over the edge. And if that happens, be very careful if you're in long positions. If you're in 401ks and IRAs, think about the more conservative money market funds or bond funds. You may be thinking about that. Well, my thought here is we'll probably get a bounce Monday and maybe even Tuesday, but I think the rest of the week could be pretty turbulent. That's just a guess. There's no technical analysis to back that guess. I'm just putting myself out there and letting you know what my thoughts might be. I don't trade on my opinions. I trade on what I see. That's very important to know. And I also want to bring over to you, let me show you FinViz. FinViz for the week here. Right here's what I'll point out. Conglomerates took a big hit for the week. Industrials goods, wow. Financials have been very strong as of late. Right here, 3 months, really, really strong. Conglomerates, the absolute strongest. Also, conglomerate, basically all that is a company like GE that has a bunch of different businesses. And financials, you can see for the week, went from being one of the strongest and starting to slide on the list. Conglomerates that were doing the best are dropping right now. For the month, you can see that they were doing the best. They are absolutely doing the worst at this moment. So a big change taking place, which is very typical in October. So thank you for being a part of Free Trading Videos. And if you want us to train you, that's right, we can be your mentors. And we do an online training where you can do it from the comfort of your own home, and you get the very best of technical and fundamental analysis, and we're here for you. If you're not happy with your trading, team up, get yourself a mentor, we'll take care of you. So if that's you, click on services there at freetradingvideos.com, fill out the form, and we'll be in touch with you so we can give you more information on the mentor program. Happy and safe trading to you.